do the Kings do a better job of gang rebounding when Sabonis isn't out there? Do they rely on Sabonis too much as, the leading rebounder in the league? I don't know. I mean, like if you asked, I mean, they asked Sabonis about, I think, the rebounding after the loss, and he was like, yeah, it was like a lot of threes are being shot, a lot of long rebounds. Looney kind of just knew where to be. He's used to having a lot of 3-pointers taken. And I sit there and listening to him say that. And I'm like, yeah, but your team shoots the fifth most threes in the league. Like you're not used to long rebounds. Like, seemed kind of like a sad excuse.
Yeah,
but,
right.
But I think that was him covering for the fact that it's like his teammates had been saying all series, like we need to help Domas out. Like you cannot put Sabonis in a one-on-one situation with Kevon Looney. Yet he was in a one-on-one position trying to box out Kevon Looney the whole game. And no, he couldn't do it, but that was not a secret at all during the series. So I almost feel like maybe like, because the gang rebounding was kind of like, was a bit of a letdown. You could hear Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson kind of say, oh, they were kind of bickering about whose fault it was with the offensive rebounds. And I think Van Gundy was saying like, the guys aren't coming down from the perimeter, which I thought was true. It almost felt like by having Sabonis out there that maybe, and this tendency is not like totally lost on this team. It's happened throughout. I mean, hence why they lost so many home games. There's kind of a tendency of this team, and I think it comes with the inexperience, to kind of expect certain things to happen. And maybe that kind of played into it. I don't know.
Man, we talk a little bit about that offensive rebounding a little more. I mean, that thing just plagued us the whole series. And it would kind of seem like it went back and forth in the games. Like some games we did really well on the offensive glass, and some games Looney seemed like they were just all went straight to him. Even like game 7, I'm like, how are they getting this rebound? It just seems like it's going like right into his hands on some of those long rebounds. There was even a play, and it wasn't Looney's offensive rebound, but like it was that third quarter. Andrew Wiggins went for a dunk, and it just like went straight up in the air into Steph's hands. I'm like,
yeah. That was what they had like 3 or 4 on one possession.
Yes.
That was ridiculous. And you could hear the crowd too just go, oh my God. They're in agony.
Oh.
It was tough.
That was those offensive rebounds. And I mean, in that third quarter, they had like 13 alone, I think. And Looney had like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, that's what, in the end, lost us a series. Yeah. If you want to say that. I mean, the offensive rebound, it could have been so much better. And the Warriors are just they were getting these offensive rebounds, but then just missing every free throw that they were given to that same quarter. Yeah. And we still were down by 10. The offensive rebounding. But it was so funny because that small ball lineup, I mean, obviously, I don't think Looney was out there against the Kings during that small ball lineup, but they were not giving up many offensive rebounds. I think they were getting offensive rebounds.
And that's what I'm saying about the mindset of like playing small. You kind of all pick up your own responsibility about getting down, get a body on somebody, crashing the glass. I just felt like that kind of psychologically had to play into things. Like almost keeping Sabonis off the floor helped your rebounding in a sense that now the 5 guys out there amped up their intent to go grab that board. I don't know. That's just a thought.
No, it is a good thought because you're not just so much relying on Sabonis. It's like, all right, now we all got to crash. I don't know. It was just pathetic to watch, especially that third quarter, especially with your season on the line. You're gonna let them grab 13, and it's something
on your home floor.
On your home floor, and that's something they're gonna have to learn from going forward. I mean, it was just completely unacceptable. Because they had the lead at the half, and then you're down 10 going into the fourth, and then nothing got any better.
They went to round 15 with the champ, and then got knocked out.
Yeah, just got.
They went to the final round, and boom!
It was terrible. I just had nightmares about it the other night. Kevon Looney just keep grabbing rebounds. And then Sabonis just not even trying to go up for it at times. It's like, dude, I think he's just trying to box him out, but it's like at least you have your back to him and so you can grab it.
It's like face to face, just trying to probably has a little hand on his jersey, and it's like not doing anything.
Yeah,
Looney is a man. Looney's a man.
I like Looney, but I have nothing against him. He wasn't even tearing us up. He was just had good position. He was just, respect it. It was just I'm not mad at him. It wasn't like he was playing good D, or he was in great he was playing good D and in great rebounding. I don't know.
Yeah. I
He's,
mean,
that's the guy who's going to beat us, though. Really?
yeah, it's disappointing. The Kings will definitely have to work on it because you talk about the things you can control. That is a little something you can control. You can't necessarily control Curry. I mean, 50 points is kind of extreme, but Curry's going to hit his shots. You could just make it difficult on him. You can control what happens on the glass. You don't let a team get 13 offensive rebounds in a quarter just to totally hack away at you, just cut you down at the knees. I mean, like the Kings after that quarter were like the Black Knight and Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
All the limbs are gone. Hey, come back here.
Yeah.
Are we going to fight like men? Come on. It's like, nah, dude.
Yeah.
But, man, that's rough. But we kind of hinted at it there. I mean, another thing that's interesting is, the Kings left a lot of wins on the table at home, and they ended their season by losing 2 games on their home floor. I hope that they've learned that you got to take care of business at home. I hope that ups that urgency a bit more because you had home court advantage and you earned Game 7 on your home floor. And it's like valiant effort. I don't take anything away from these guys. This is obviously, like De'Aaron Fox said, a building block towards something greater. But it's like, you did have Game 7 at home and you lost.
At home, dude.
Yeah.
That was the one
loudest
reason.
fans in the NBA. Everybody's saying it. Everybody's talking about how dominant this home court advantage is.
Right.
And for what?
Yeah, to get absolutely just blown out. I mean, that was the one optimistic, like the one reason I had optimism that the Kings can win the game, win this series was that they had home court. And that was, and to give myself credit, I'm like, they're winning this game. This series is going 7 games. I don't care who. I remember going into Game 5. I'm like, I don't care who wins Game 5. Like, this series is going 7. If the Kings win at home in Game 5, Warriors probably win at home. If the Warriors steal one like they did, I had a feeling the Kings were going to go out and steal one right back. Game 7 was always kind of up in the air for me, but it's like you're at home, loudest fans, and it's like, they have to do much better at protecting home court. I mean, they weren't really good at it all year, and boom, it shows. I mean, you almost wish they were in Golden State after that loss. Like, come on. It's ridiculous. It's awful.
Yeah. Yeah, and it kind of plays into that other thing that we were talking about, that it probably comes from an experience, being youthful, but it's like sometimes you get the sense that the foot gets taken off the gas pedal, whether it's having Sabonis in the game thinking he's going to rebound, or being on your home floor with the crowd cheering and kind of uplifting you, kind of expecting those things to take you over the hump. And hopefully this was a lesson in that, as well as other things, that it's on you at the end of the day. So I don't know. The home court thing is so interesting because as good as they played this season, it's like there's so much left to be desired on the home floor. I mean, they lost so many close games at home, and like losing for the offensive rebounding just made me think of like the loss to the Suns in November, when offensive rebounding just totally killed them. I don't know. Like,
I remember
think of
that
all
game.
sorts of different games. I mean, like the Kings did a pretty decent job, not to like venture too far back to the rebounding. They did a decent job, like rebounding and preventing teams from doing that. I mean, I think for a good stretch of the season, they had a pretty high defensive rebounding rate and limiting offensive rebounds to their opponents. But there would always be those games where teams would just come out and wreck them.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that plays into that, like expecting things to happen, or kind of letting your foot off the gas. But that notion itself is really embodied well with how they play at home sometimes. So that'll be something to look forward to next season, I guess, to see if they can improve their win total at home, which I think should be a major goal. Because it's going to be hard to improve it's going to be pretty hard to improve your win total on the road. That was pretty freaking good. Like, damn.